Nathan Segura very happy right now to be joined in studio by a man who needs no introduction. He's the fifth leading receiver in the National Football League this year, 70 catches, a career high 1,052 yards, 4 touchdowns, and we still got 3 games to go. He is Jeudy. Jerry, great to see you.
No, thanks for having me.
So you woke up this morning and you're like, Jeudy could be in the news today because I'm a 1,000-yard receiver. I'm top 5 in the NFL. But you were in the news today because of Madden ratings. And by the way, I want to thank the people at Madden because perhaps were it not for their erroneous ratings, you might be a Jet and might not be sitting here.
yeah. You know, thanks to Chad, man. Appreciate Chad for not boosting my Madden rating. I'm glad I'm a Cleveland Brown.
I saw you tweeted out. You tweeted at Ocho Cinco, who I don't know if you know this, but was for maybe a week when Hugh Jackson was head coach, was a wide receiver coach here for maybe a week.
For real?
Yeah, he was here for a little bit. Always
crazy.
Entertaining.
Yeah, I never knew that.
Yeah, how
That's
about it?
something different. Yeah,
Is that when you woke up? I'm sure your phone was blowing up, and you're like, "What?" And then you were. Like,
yeah, I woke up and I seen you know, a bunch of people just tagging me and sending me stuff about Madden rating, and I'm just like, this can't be real. This can't be real. But hey, I'm glad it worked out how it worked out.
Exactly. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And here you are with the Browns. And I know that, and I'll just preface it by saying this. I know, like, when you had the 235 yards in your return to Denver, I know that you're over 1,000 yards. You would give all of them away to be having a winning season.
Oh,
so
for sure,
I know
for
that
sure.
that is your mindset. So everybody, that is the mindset. But you are having a great season. And for you, I know this is something that you want to be able to show the world ever since you were drafted Alabama, drafted in the first round, that this is the kind of number one receiver you can be. So is that gratifying to you that you get traded for by the Browns team that wanted you? Mm-hmm. They reward you with a contract before the season. Mm-hmm. And then here you are now having the best season of your career.
Yeah, you know, it's truly gratifying for sure. You know, first few seasons were pretty frustrating, you know, but now that I'm here, a Cleveland Brown, you know, it been the best year of my football career, even though we haven't been winning how I like, you know, but you know, statistically wise, you know, it's been a career highs for me. You know, I'm extremely thankful, extremely blessed with the coaching staff, with my teammates, and just everybody to put me in this position to be successful.
Now, one of the things I noticed when we traded for you is that, no, you didn't have a 1,000-yard season in your career, but you look at your yards per target, and that's one of the things I like to look at, and you were right there with all the elite receivers in the league. I think you came in the season at 8.6 yards target. You had one season in Denver well over 9, which is an elite number. You're over 9 this year, and now I think you're at 8.8 for your career, but that's what the best in the league do. So the efficiency was always there. You just never were really kind of given the opportunities consistently to get here. I mean, the truth of the matter is when you're a receiver, you need help. Somebody's got to throw you the ball, and the line's got to block so that when you do get open, you can get the ball.
Yeah.
You can only control what you can control.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people don't really understand that playing receiver, you know, there's a lot of people you got to depend on. You think we just get open and we just get the ball and it just works like that. No, it's like certain play calls, it got to be against the right defense. You know, the quarterback got to get a right look. You know, the line got to block it up. You know, the quarterback got to make sure he look at you for the read. So it's a lot of little things that you know, a lot of people don't really understand that to be a successful receiver that you got to do.
And there are plenty of times where you're the number one option, but then if you look at some of your big plays this year, I would have to imagine, I don't know, I'm not in the meeting rooms, but I feel like in New Orleans, the catch-and-run touchdown, probably the 44-yarder to start against Denver, I would say maybe even the touchdown against Steelers. You weren't the first option, but you still have to win anyway, and sometimes that progression gets to you, and that's where you hit real big plays.
Yeah. You know, that's how it works sometimes. Sometimes you're the first option. Sometimes you're not the first option. You probably, like the Saints game, I was the last option on that play, but Jameis and the line did a good job of holding on to their blocks. Jameis did a good job looking downfield and hitting me on the backside run. So, you know, it'd be like that sometimes.
But sometimes, you know, I think it's probably easy if you have quarterbacks that maybe don't get through those, that, you know, I'm the fourth option. I'm going to, you know, I got to conserve my energy a little bit. But now you win, and all of a sudden, hey, here comes the football.
Yeah, so, you know, with a guy with like the quarterbacks we have, you know, they always looking downfield to make plays and give their receivers the ball. So I learned, like, you all got to stay ready. You all got to stay open and run your routes 100% because you'll never know when it'll come to you.
As a receiver, I would imagine at times it's easy to get into your own head if, for example, let's say the ball isn't coming your way, even if you are winning, because as we talked about, a lot goes into that. But when you get on a stretch like you are the last 7, over 60 yards in every game, 49 catches, 776 yards, 3 touchdowns in a 7-game stretch, does it kind of just the confidence that comes with, I know I'm getting the ball, I know I'm making plays, does it just kind of snowball and almost kind of have a way of manifesting itself?
Yeah, for sure. You know, like you say, if you know you're getting the ball, you know you're getting involved. It just makes you like 100 times better. Focus on like, oh, I got to get open this play. I got to do this right. I got to do this right because you got a chance to make a play. So, you know, other than like you not getting the ball, you don't get the ball till like the fourth quarter. You know, sometimes you get in your head and like, I'm going to run this route, but I know I ain't going to get the ball. But, you know, sometimes you get in your head like that. But, you know, being here, you know, you just always got to stay open, stay ready.
And I love that, you know, in the game against Steelers, you caught the touchdown, but then really there was a while where, I think only had one more target till we were into the second half. And I was saying on the broadcast, we got to get this guy the ball. I love that this past week against their zones, we kind of knew if we ran that little stack and you'd have that out underneath, and it was kind of like getting you just kind of a long handoff and getting you involved and getting your hands on the ball. And those things help. It's like a shooting basketball. Get a few buckets, get some easy looks, and gets you in the flow.
Get you a few touches, you know, get your rhythm going, you know, get your juice flowing, you know, and that's how you really get started, you know. It be hard sometimes when the receiver touch the ball fourth quarter. It be hard because, you know, you ain't touched the ball in so long.
You try to do too much.
You try to do too much, and, you know, you try to make something shake or something like that, you know, but, you know, you just got to always stay ready.
11 catches last week, a career high, but I would say that the thing that you probably got the most praise for after that game was your block on Jerome Ford's touchdown run.
Yep.
Chad O'Shea, I'm sure he tells you all the time, listen, big runs only happen with wide receivers blocking. And what I thought was so cool about that play and watching it back is you kind of had your block initially, found the ball carrier, but kept the hand on him, and then as soon as you saw him come, you did like a pirouette, man. You flipped in the second, had him, and then he ran right off your back for the touchdown.
Yeah. Jerome did a good job of, you know, making those cuts. So, you know, I made sure my guy wasn't the one making the tackle, you know, so Jerome could spray free. So, you know, Jerome did a good job of reading the holes. The line did a good job of, you know, opening it up for him. You know, we just, like you said, all the big plays happen when big runs happen when you know, receivers get their block downfield. For sure.
Otherwise, it could be a 10-yard run, which is great. But if you want to go to a curtain call,
we need touchdowns.
We need touchdowns. Absolutely. What do you get more credit for in the film room afterwards, in your receiver room, for that or for dusting somebody and hitting a 70-yard post?
Definitely that. Definitely
that's
that.
what I figured.
You know, they the 70-yard post. You know, you're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of the receivers don't block. So getting those blocks, that means a lot.
That was you and Mike Woods on that play. Both had big blocks that
sure.
allowed that run to happen. All right, 3 games to go here. You get the Bengals this week, and as an offensive player, when you go into a game, and the Bengals, they've scored 27 points in 6 straight games, you know this is a game where we're going to have to score to win this game. Does that get you excited when you know, okay, this could be a shootout, this could be a track meet?
Yeah, you know, the Bengals got a great offense over there. You know, like you said, they've been scoring a lot of points these past few weeks. You know, so I feel like the coaching staff got a great game plan to really put up points this week. So, you know, it's going to be exciting because, you know, it's going to be a shootout for sure.
Even though you don't play against each other on the field, when you go into a game where you're having a big season, and really since that 7-game stretch, the only person in the league that's got more receiving yards than you is also going to be on the field, Jamar Chase, who's leading the league right now in receiving yards, receptions, touchdowns, the Triple Crown. You don't go against each other, but is that when you're both on the field, does that kind of bring out the competitive juices? Like, all right, let's show everybody what we got.
Yeah, for sure. Even though we don't go against each other, you just know like that's one of the best receivers over there across not across from you, but on the other team. So you kind of have it in the back of your head like, hey, I'm kind of competing with the best receiver because, you know, just so you could really like show everybody what you're about. But you know, just playing against him is gonna be truly exciting for sure.
You guys came out same year? Did I have that right?
Nah, he was a year after me.
A year after you.
Yeah,
okay. Did you ever go against them, Alabama, LSU?
Yeah. I played against them, Alabama.
How did that go for you?
They got the win. They got the win. They got the win. It was a shootout though. It was a shootout game. Everybody, I feel like that game usually like pop around the social media with all the talent that played in the game, like Najee, Trayvon Diggs, me, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Najee Harris, Tua. It was a lot of players.
On
that field.
Was Grant on the field that day?
Grant Delpit.
Yeah, right.
Grant Delpit. You know, it was a lot of. It was a good game. It was a good game. They got the win, but
all right.
You know.
Well, that was in their championship season, national title year?
Yeah, that year nobody
Burrow's going nuts.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild that you're like, I'm running into Burrow and Chase again.
yeah.
In the NFL. Do you guys still talk? Obviously, college is huge. And what do you think of this 12-team playoff?
I think I like it because it gives more teams opportunity really to fight for the championships. More games. So I like watching football selfishly. So I get to watch more games. But it really gives teams more opportunity. So I enjoy that instead of just being what it was like 4 teams. So yeah.
What do you think about, like, you think about when you were in school before NIL, and I know that there would be benefits to having the NIL. Obviously, when you were in school, that would have been very nice for you prior to getting in the league. You'd been very well compensated for your services, which would have been great. But it's like now when I'm getting ready for games, it used to be like you're an Alabama guy. You went to Alabama, you stayed at Alabama, you played at Alabama. There would be some people that would transfer, but now you've got really good players who, by the time they get to the NFL, could have played for 3 schools. Does that kind of change? I know there's so much loyalty to your college program, but I wonder if in the future it's not going to feel the same as it did for you guys. Were kind of the last generation of great players that would be in one school the whole time.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what's changed the game, but also I feel like that's what making college football more competitive because
it's leveling it out.
Yeah, it's leveling out because somebody that just left Alabama was like at a smaller school, but now these smaller schools being teams like Alabama and stuff like that. So there's different players everywhere. You don't know where all the good players not on one team now. So I feel like that kind of helps the game with just the competitive nature. But at the same time, I kind of feel like it destroys the game that well because you just don't. You're not going to stick it out with your team. As soon as you don't get your opportunity, you're ready to leave. Like my freshman year, I didn't really get to play, but what if I would have left? I wouldn't be who I was my sophomore year, my junior year. So that's the only thing for real.
Yeah, we can't have Vanderbilt going out there doing things that we're not used to doing. We can't have that.
That's what I'm saying. Vanderbilt being Bama. Come on, man. Come on now. Stuff like that happening now. So,
Jerry, we are so happy for you. Great season. So happy that Ocho Cinco played a role in getting you here to the Cleveland Browns. So
Thanks again, Ocho.
Jerry Jeudy, 1,000-yard receiver, looking for more this Sunday. Thanks for the time. Good luck.
Thank you.